For many years, the bagel options in Denver were limited and not that good. But there are some promising newcomers and local mainstays when you're looking for good bagels in the area, and I'm gonna help you find them. I go to New York City about 3 times a year for work, and while no place can compare to the best bagels out there, let's head around the city in no particular order to find you some of the best bagels in Denver. Let's kick this off with Odell's in the West Highland neighborhood. This place opened in fall 2024 after a successful run at local farmers markets. Since then, they've already been featured on a lot of the city's best bagel lists. And while the owner is from New Jersey, these aren't necessarily trying to be East Coast bagels. They use local, sustainable grains to create their selection of bagels, which I think is 7 right now, including a furikake bagel, which is a nod to the chef's time spent in Japan. These won't be the biggest bagels on this list, but they are a little taller and they have plenty of flavor from their cold fermentation process. If you have kids, the bagels and cream cheese flavors here are a little bit more grown up and they appeal to people who like savory over sweet. The sandwiches are more on the smoked fish side, which isn't super popular all the time with kids. When you go inside, they have an open kitchen area, which can be kind of fun to take a seat at the counter and watch it all happen in front of you, but when it gets busy, the wait times can be longer than you'd expect. They also have wine and drinks like espresso martinis there if that's your thing during breakfast or lunch. If you're into a bagel that's a little more dense, feels like a neighborhood shop, and has a flavor all its own, Odell's might be the spot for you. And if you're talking bagels in Denver, you pretty much have to mention Rosenberg's. And I know this place is pretty unpopular on Denver Reddit, and almost everyone knows it's not cheap. That being said, it's still been one of the better bagel shops in the Denver area for the past decade. Even if they won't toast your bagel, which I know makes more than a few people mad. Even if you somehow haven't been to Rosenberg's, you might have had their bagels at Softa's Brunch, New York Deli News, I believe, and other spots around town. In my opinion, their bagels are much softer than the New York City bagels that they claim to be. But they do make an effort. They have a special water machine that tries to match the New York City water chemistry using Denver's water. If you didn't know, restaurants also try to do things like this with New York pizza. It's a whole thing. These bagels are super soft when they're fresh, which some people are going to love, but others will want the exterior to be a little bit more crisp and to have that bagel shine. One thing that no one can deny is that Rosenberg's has a wide variety of bagels, spreads, and sandwiches. Whether you want to keep it simple with a bagel and cream cheese or go all out with an $18 bagel sandwich, there's a lot to choose from. And even with the high prices and stronger competition coming to the area, Rosenberg's can still be a good option simply because of all the variety they have there. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a like to help others find good bagels in Denver. And add a comment with what you think is the best bagel you've ever had, whether that's been in New York City, Denver, or somewhere else. I make videos about places to eat and things to do in Denver, so hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm working on a lot of good stuff this year, going all around the city with a stretch goal to hit 25,000 subscribers, and I'd love it if you were there with me. Now back to the video. Let's move over to a really good Washington, D.C. based chain that arrived and quickly expanded with multiple locations in Denver. It's Call Your Mother. I mentioned this place in another video and people were saying it's way too expensive, despite the fact that it's way less expensive than Rosenberg's, but maybe Rosenberg's is just that expensive. Side note, food is just really expensive right now, guys. Like that $2.99 2-cheeseburger meal at McDonald's is now over $10 with tax. With their bright signage, this is one of those good bagel chains that shouldn't be confused with a place like Bruegger's or Einstein's. This place is much better than those by a large margin. They have 8 bagel flavors and they're all really different, from cheddar to everything to pretzel. And these bagels are a pretty good size, much bigger than Odell's. And I'm a fan of their bagels in general, but I think that they might make the best hot bagel sandwiches out of any place on this list. They also have some of the more unique cream cheese options, despite them having less variety than Rosenberg's and another place on this list. Whether you're looking for a sandwich that's more breakfast, veg, deli, or hot, there's a lot to choose from. If you're picking these up to be the best kind of coworker or family member and need some caffeine to get moving, they have plenty of drinks and different lattes that will help fuel your day. Okay, full disclosure, this place is not one of my personal favorites, but I'm including it because a lot of people like it and they're served all around town. It's Moe's Broadway Bagel. There are more than a few of these around, especially if you head north to Louisville and Boulder. And before anyone says that I miss the Bagel Deli, if you're to believe popular opinion on Denver Reddit, people say that they use Moe's Bagels there. I actually asked someone at Moe's the last time I was there, and I got a solid politician's answer of, we supply bagels to many popular bagel places throughout the city. So if Moe's taste familiar, you might have had them at another place. When it comes to the texture, I would put these in the denser category, and they're usually a little smaller than the bagels you'll get at Rosenberg's or Call Your Mother. I don't think these bagels have a ton of flavor, and like the everything bagel has way less toppings than other places, and maybe that's your thing, which is totally fine. But like Rosenberg's, Moe's has a huge selection of bagels, cream cheeses, and spreads. They might actually have more variety than Rosenberg's, especially when it comes to sweet things. But speaking of spreads, they are very generous with the cream cheese here. Like if you like your bagel slathered with cream cheese, you will find that at Moe's. Moe's has a large selection of breakfast and lunch sandwiches, but the lunch sandwiches are a little less of my thing. And while I'm personally not a huge fan of the bagels here, if you combine the number of people who like Moe's and the number of people who like the bagels at the Bagel Deli, a lot of people like these bagels. Now for what's probably my favorite bagel in the area right now, it's Rich Spirit Bagels in Wheat Ridge. Made by the same people behind Bakery 4 on Tennyson, these are sourdough bagels that are crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, with plenty of flavor on top. They've got these airy pockets on the inside while maintaining good texture the whole way through. However, this place has a very limited menu with only 5 types of bagels and 4 types of cream cheese. When you don't have a lot of variety, your bagels better be good, and they're good here. They also don't do bagel sandwiches. So far, it's all about the bagels. As a result, kids and some adults might find the menu a little boring, and there are no sweet things to be found anywhere on the menu. But because of their sourdough flavor, these could be some of the most distinctive bagels in Denver right now. They're not trying to be New York bagels, nor are they a chain that's just trying to make sure the bagels taste the same as they do in other cities. They combine techniques from different areas to create bagels that are uniquely Rich Spirit Bagels. It's not very big inside, it feels almost like a coffee shop that serves bagels, but you can see it all happening in front of you like you do at Odell's. And on a nice day, you can take your bagels outside and eat them on the shared picnic tables. The Everything Bagels have a way of selling out here, so it can be a good idea to order them in advance before you head out that way. If you're a sourdough fan, or you're just looking for a bagel that could finally change your mind about the Denver bagel scene, check out Rich Spirit Bagels. And if you're looking for good pizza in the area, here's a video that I just made, and here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. I have no idea what's gonna be there, but let's hope it's good. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you over there.